Breaking on 4 News now, crews put out a house fire in northwest Spokane. We're live at the scene with the latest.
Tuesday is a weather alert day for North Idaho. Northerly winds blowing in some of the coldest weather of the season. I'll show you how cold it's going to get where you live in the first alert forecast.
And families living in fear as ICE and Border Patrol round up illegal immigrants across the country. What local organizations say you should do if you or someone you know gets stopped by federal agents. You're watching 4 News Now at 6.
Let's begin with that breaking news. Crews still investigating what started a house fire in northwest Spokane. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Kirsten O'Connor.
And I'm Derek Dice. The fire happened in the area of North Belt and West Jackson near Audubon Elementary School. Our Madeline Mullins is live at the scene. And Madeline, what have you learned since 5 o'clock?
Well, take a look behind me. This is the house that caught fire. And what we know is that 3 people were able to make it out of the house before firefighters arrived, and that 1 person was taken to the hospital. Now, firefighters tell me that that person is being treated for serious injuries, but that they don't know what those injuries are. Well, firefighters were called to this house on Belt and Jackson near Audubon Elementary around 3:30 today. Firefighters say they were able to put out the fire pretty quickly after arriving, and that most of the damage was on the first floor of the home, but that the second story suffered some damage as well. Now, firefighters say there were also pets inside, and we don't know if they made it out safely. And within the last hour, firefighters have been moving in and out of the house. You can see some of them still behind me, and what they're doing is they're investigating and working to determine what the cause of this fire was. Live in Spokane, I'm Madeline Mullins, 4 News Now.
All right, Madeline, thank you. As President Donald Trump works to make good on his promise to deport millions of immigrants who are in the U.S. illegally, some members of the community are expressing their fears and concerns.
Spokane Mayor Lisa Brown said today ICE and Border Patrol don't tell local police what they're doing, so the city doesn't know if immigration arrests have increased within the city limits or not. If you're ever stopped by federal agents, Marissa Rio spoke with a local immigration attorney and shares tips on what you should do.
Manzanita House is a local nonprofit that wants you to know your rights. In fact, they have these red cards here that people can use if they're ever stopped by an immigration officer. The first line reads, "I do not wish to speak with you or answer your questions." These cards highlight your 4th and 5th Amendment rights under the U.S. Constitution. You can carry these and either give them to an officer or simply repeat what the card says.
We hear concerns from people all the time, either coming into our office, calling on the phone, even people who have, pretty sure immigration status, just kind of really nervous about the scope and the pace of these changes.
Samuel Smith here is an immigration attorney with the local nonprofit Manzanita House. As people raise concerns over immigration arrests, he wants people to understand their rights if they're ever stopped by federal agents.
You can say, I wish to remain silent, or if you have a card that says that in English, you can show that to the individual. You really you're not required to share any particular information, including about immigration status, which country you were born in, where you live. There's no compulsion to share any of that information.
And if you are detained?
It's important to have a plan, to have a number of a loved one or a friend or an attorney if you have one memorized. So when you are able to contact someone, you're able to call them and let them know what happened.
If you're a U.S. citizen, Smith says it doesn't hurt to carry your passport with you to prove your citizenship, but it's not required.
If they're not a citizen of the United States, so a passport or national ID, I do not recommend carrying those or showing those to immigration officials if they are stopped.
Smith also suggests that you record and report any interactions that you have with immigration officers.
Again, these cards with your rights on them are for everyone, whether you're a U.S. citizen, a refugee, or an immigrant, documented or not. For information on how to get these cards and on the resources available to you, visit our website at KXLY.com. In studio, Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.
All right, Marissa, thank you. The father of a toddler who was exposed to fentanyl after deputies say his mom left a spoon out with residue of the drug on it says the boy's mom was a good mom before getting into substance abuse. Michaela Cameron was arrested Saturday morning after calling for help for the boy. According to court documents, when deputies arrived, she was in a hotel room on Argonne near I-90 holding the toddler. Deputies said the toddler was lethargic and unresponsive. Cameron told deputies she had given the boy 2 doses of Narcan after she saw him holding the spoon that was left out. During the investigation, one of the deputies had to be taken to a hospital for fentanyl exposure, and there was no word yet on that toddler's condition.
Investigators in Cheney say the mysterious package found in Sutton Park this morning turned out to be a confetti cannon. Bomb squad showed up to the scene and determined there was no threat to the public. The Cheney Police Department says if you see anything suspicious in your area, it is the best practice to call and report it.
All right, you want to make sure your kids are bundled up tomorrow because our team of weather experts are tracking some of the coldest weather of the season.
That's why we are declaring tomorrow a weather alert day. Let's send it over to Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker to see how cold it's going to get.
We are looking at sub-zero wind chills for North Idaho, those Panhandle valleys, and that is for Tuesday morning. Bundle up the kids at the bus stop. Winds are going to be steady in the 10 to 15 mile per hour range. These are sustained winds over the next several hours, 12 hours. In spots could be getting up to 20 mile per hour sustained winds with gusts to 25 mile per hour winds. Again, not particularly strong, but that really knocks our temperatures down. This is a look at some of the morning wind chills you can expect throughout the region. Single-digit wind chill will be common throughout the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area, but just a little bit further to the north as that wind whips down the Purcell Trench. 2 below in Spirit Lake. We'll be looking at sub-zero wind chills readings at Sandpoint, at times Bonners Ferry, anywhere throughout North Idaho. But it is going to be a cold morning throughout the region, no matter where you are. In Spokane, at the bus stop, about 8 degrees is what you should dress for. We'll have a chance of light snow throughout the entire day. It's not going to amount to much. I'll be talking more about that later. Meanwhile, a high temperature of 25 is more than 10 degrees below average. Your 7-day forecast coming up in just a few minutes, Derek.
Chris, thanks so much. Gerber has recalled all forms of its Soothe and Chew teething sticks. According to the FDA, toddlers and babies can choke on it. The teething sticks were sold online and in retailers nationwide. Consumers are advised to return the sticks to the place of purchase for a full refund. The FDA is also upgrading the recall of broccoli sold at Walmart. The agency says a possible listeria contamination with some of the market-side broccoli could be deadly. The 12-ounce bags were sold in Washington and Idaho with a Best Buy date of December 10th. If you still have one of these bags with that date, you should throw it out.
The mother of a 13-year-old who was shot and killed in Spokane was in court today to see the man accused of killing her son. Glenn Berkey was brought back to Spokane to face charges after he was picked up by police in Missoula, Montana. And Derek Strom was in district court for Berkey's first appearance in front of a Spokane County judge.
Kirsten Renee Rogers, the mother of 13-year-old Gavin Looper, who was killed, was joined by a number of other people in court to support her. Glenn Dillon Berkey is charged with second-degree murder, drive-by shooting, and second-degree assault. According to court documents, Berkey fired multiple shots through the back door of a Hilliard home where Looper was playing video games. Police say someone that was in the house fired shots back at Berkey as he ran away. The judge set Berkey's bond at $3 million in this case, and he's expected to be arraigned in Spokane County Court later this week.
If released, no use or possession of firearms or dangerous weapons. Mr. Berkey is currently on active DOC supervision.
Renee Rogers and the people that came to support her left quickly after the proceedings wrapped up, and Rogers did not speak to any media. Berkey's expected to be back in court Thursday for his arraignment, where he will enter a plea. If Berkey does bond out, he will not be allowed to speak to anyone named in the probable cause affidavit or have access to any firearms. In studio, Derek Strom, 4 News Now.
All right, Derek, thank you. Still ahead, one state lawmaker wants to crack down on SNAP benefits fraud.
We'll explain how he plans on achieving that goal and what it could mean for those who can't do their own shopping. Plus, President Trump's hitting the pause button on implementing tariffs on Canada and Mexico, when they could go into effect, coming up.
Plus, last month, someone broke into the Otis Orchards post office. They stole packages and envelopes. Coming up, we'll tell you what we know and what's being done to make this facility more secure.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY+.
More Americans choose ABC News, America's #1 news source.
It's the Hard Knock Life for us. One of the most popular musicals of all time is back. See Annie, Broadway's favorite orphan, live on stage in an all-new production, hailed by the Chicago Tribune as one of the best family musicals ever written. Annie is back to spread hope for all the hard knocks life throws your way. So clear away those sorrows and get your tickets to Annie today.
February 28th through March 2nd at First Interstate Center for the Arts. Tickets on sale now at BroadwaySpokane.com.
I'm Drew Henry, tea maker and founder of Revival Tea Company, and we're right here at Yolks Fresh Market. We started in 2018 in Spokane. We are super proud of getting our peppermint from Washington State, our honey from bees in Spokane. We've collaborated with Dry Fly and turned into canned cocktails. We definitely would not be where we're at today without the support from some amazing local partners like Yolks. Oh yeah, the more and more we can work together, that's been a really fun thing as we continue to grow.
Check out Revival Tea at Yolks Fresh Market.
At Spokane Transit, we support our local economy. Our buses bring workers to our region's largest employers, and our routes service warehouses, hospitals, schools, and hotels. But it's not just about workers. We make it easy for people to access local shops, restaurants, and services, bringing more customers to businesses across the region. At Spokane Transit, we're proud to play a vital role in keeping our community moving and strengthening our economy.
The future's uncertain, but you're more likely to get a high-paying gig if you're armed with college or career training after high school. WA Grant makes that education affordable or even free. See if you qualify at wogrant.org.
For over 40 years, Parker Toyota has been dedicated to serving the people of North Idaho with top-quality used vehicles that exceed industry standards.
That's because every used car undergoes a rigorous 160-point inspection. If it doesn't meet our standards, it doesn't belong on our lot.
Providing the highest quality used cars and trucks is just the beginning of our commitment to you as a customer.
Come see our huge selection of vehicles and receive our no-problem customer service at Parker Toyota in beautiful Coeur d'Alene.
This week, what will happen when Captain America takes over morning TV? Wait for it. Anthony Mackie live on GMA.
I'm very excited.
The GMA Blockbuster Week.
You're going to love it.
This week on Good Morning America.
The Postal Inspection Service is now investigating the burglary of the Otis Orchards post office, where they say thieves stole packages and mail last month.
This incident has not only left some customers without their mail, but it's also raised serious concerns about their personal security. Hunter Bertram reports what we now know and the steps you can take if you feel your information is compromised.
Overnight, January 15th, the Otis Orchard post office was hit by a burglar. Someone forced their way in under the cover of darkness.
The main goal of any of that is some sort of financial gain.
It's reported that the thief or thieves made off with packages and envelopes. John Wiegand is the spokesperson for federal investigators on this case.
They did gain access to what we would describe as like the workroom floor, so where any of that kind of processing or mail and packages are kind of sorted.
Now Wiegand says people in the area who use this post office need to be on the lookout, reporting to the United States Postal Inspection Service any missing mail or fraudulent activity in case thieves got your personal information.
Even if it's $10, $5, $2 charge on a card, that's something we can follow up, and those can lots of times be the way we break a lot of these cases wide open.
Both the Liberty Lake Post Office and Otis Orchards closed their lobbies outside of business hours. Now that's just the case at Otis Orchards.
I also asked what else is being done to secure the post office. They tell me they don't want to disclose all of the safety measures. However, they did want to note that they have reviewed and will be making upgrades to make it a more secure facility.
Figure out any of those vulnerabilities to try and mitigate those for the future.
For now, Wiegand told me this in response to my question about a possible suspect.
We're still following down some leads, so we're not ready to identify anything as to that as at this time.
Reporting from Otis Orchards, I'm Hunter Bertram for News Now.
Well, a new study says overall infant death has dropped 24% in the last 20 years, but researchers found sudden infant death syndrome rose 11% during that same time period.
The cause of sudden infant death syndrome is unknown. It's also known as SIDS, and the Mayo Clinic believes it may be caused by problems in the area of an infant's brain that controls breathing and waking from sleep. To reduce the risk of sleep-related infant death, the University of Washington says to place infants on their backs for sleep in their own sleep space with no other people, keep loose blankets, pillows, stuffed toys, bumpers, and other soft items out of that sleep space. Use a crib, bassinet, or portable play yard with a firm, flat mattress and a fitted sheet. The study was published in JAMA Pediatrics.
For things to know about your weather, it is a weather alert day tomorrow for North Idaho. Sub-zero wind chill readings, occasional snow showers with moderate accumulations in spots. I'll go over that later, and it is going to be a chilly week. Temperatures about 10 degrees below average all week. Coming up in your forecast.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Craig Swap and Associates.
So you want somewhere to play? We got you. I want some tasty food? We got you. Heard you want to do some shopping? We got you. The live music is always popping at the Coeur d'Alene Casino. Coeur d'Alene Casino. Where winning is just the beginning.
Now that's Montana Sapphire from Phillipsburg, Montana.
Hi, I'm renovation expert Scott McGilvery. I know bath remodeling and I've seen all the gimmicks. Buy now, half off, free installation. This is why I work with Bathfitter. With 40 years of experience and 2 million installs, I trust their integrity. Bathfitter gives you a fair price and sticks to it with a lifetime warranty. You don't need gimmicks, just a partner you can trust. Bathfitter, it just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
You're busy, so at Car Wash Plaza, we're open 24/7 to match your schedule. Plus, we have safety surveillance lights and security cameras throughout the facility. It's easy with multiple payment options, cash, debit, or credit. There's even more reasons to visit our Car Wash Plaza. Our discount cars ensure major savings, and they're good at all our locations.
Car Wash Plaza, it's the best in the Northwest.
It was a breath of fresh air, the entire performance.
What they did tonight was a form of medicine.
You can feel the love, the compassion, the tenderness there. It's a real spiritual experience.
We need this in our lives.
Tickets at genuine.com.
Experience the sound, excitement, and fun of the Rod Stewart Hybrid Tribute live on one magical night at Coeur d'Alene Casino Thursday, February 20th. Visit cdacasino.com for tickets.
Winning is just the beginning.
Well, the city of Coeur d'Alene is giving out free trees as part of the city's Relief program.
The city will plant them in the grassy area between the sidewalk and the street. And like Derek just said, it's free. It's worth saying twice. The city says there are multiple benefits too. Those include mitigating storm water and reducing pollution. Interested homeowners can contact the urban forester with the Coeur d'Alene Parks Department and sign up for a street tree starting on Wednesday. To see the types of trees that will be available, look for the story on KXLY.com. Such a cool program for people, you know?
No doubt about it. All right, speaking of cool, it's about to get real cold out with the wind chills.
Yeah, the coldest weather that we've seen so far. Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker has that weather alert.
That is correct, especially in regards to wind chill. That's where the numbers really start to drop. Right now, it's 32 and mostly cloudy in Spokane, cloudy in Coeur d'Alene, and 27 degrees. In Moscow, we've had some very light snow this evening. Here's the view on downtown, and it's hard to tell until you look right up along the very top. You could see some of those snowflakes coming down, not amounting to much yet, but we're going to see things picking up on the Palouse. In fact, here's a look at our radar right now, and just the very lightest of snow. A lot of this not even reaching the ground, but expect that you'll run into a few flurries this evening with more snow coming in overnight. Here's 11 o'clock tonight with very light snow across the region. Heavier amounts in the southern panhandle will keep the chance of snow going in Spokane through part of the overnight. 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, just some hit and miss snow showers around the region, and then things pick up again as we get into Tuesday night. Here's Tuesday at 5 o'clock with some heavier snow on the Palouse and into the central panhandle. Spokane right on the edge of that snow, but it will likely pile up over the Palouse. I'm going to show you snowfall totals, and I'm counting on Spokane being on the snowier side of that rain-snow line with this 1.6. If that, or snow line, and the drier weather to the north and west, if that line of snow is a little bit further south and east, that number is going to go way down. This is through Wednesday at 7 a.m., but you'll see heavier totals in the central panhandle, and there is a winter weather advisory for 2 to 5 inches in the valleys, up to 10 in the mountains through Wednesday morning for the central panhandle for that next round of snow. Wind, meanwhile, we are going to see the stronger winds in North Idaho. These are forecast wind gusts. As we go through the overnight, we'll really see those picking up as these northeasterly winds zip down the Purcell Trench and the Okanagan Valley. 30-mile-per-hour gusts possible in parts of North Idaho. Winds will be lighter elsewhere around the region, and that is why our weather alert day is for North Idaho. High temperatures tomorrow, well below average, only in the 20s in most locations, and we're going to stay cool through the 7-day forecast with a chance of snow off and on through the forecast, but in Spokane, it's not going to amount to much on any day through the 7-day outlook. Overnight lows, meanwhile, I'm counting on some clouds most nights, and that will keep our overnight lows a little bit higher. If we get snow on the ground and some clearing, then we may see some single digits. Otherwise, it's teens for us, but it's going to feel like single digits tomorrow morning at the bus stop.
Plenty cold. All right, Chris, thank you. Well, now is apparently the perfect time to book a cruise vacation. That's because it's wave season, a time of year when cruise companies slash their prices.
CNN's Jen Sullivan explains how much you can save.
Does this winter weather have you dreaming of white beaches? Now is the perfect time to book a cruise.
Cruises are a wonderful value because for that one price, you get to visit multiple destinations.
Travel expert Emily Kaufman says cruise ships are offering major savings right now. It's known as wave season.
Wave season is when there are the most discounts across the entire industry for a cruise vacation.
From now through March, you can score significant savings on everything from river cruises to luxury ships. And AAA estimates a record 19 million Americans are expected to take a cruise this year.
Credits to be used on board. Sometimes the third or fourth person will sail free. Sometimes it's kids sail free, and the deposits are much less.
So what kind of specific savings are we seeing? Norwegian Cruise Line's boasting up to $1,500 off of all cruises and free airfare for the second guest, among other deals, for a limited time only. Carnival says travelers can save up to $870 per room right now. Princess Cruises advertising up to 40% off.
You don't have to take the cruise at this time. You can take the cruise all the way through next year. This is just the time where you see the added value and the savings.
As long as you book the trip now, you'll be eligible for those discounts. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
Well, recovery teams are pulling debris from the Potomac River following last week's deadly midair crash.
What federal officials are doing to reassure families that the skies are safe.
And President Trump's new tariffs on China go into effect at 9 p.m. our time. The impact it could have on your wallet, next on 4 News Now.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
I was 44, working part-time. It was my first mammogram, and they found a few cancerous places in my left breast. I didn't have any symptoms. I didn't feel sick. I didn't have a lump in my breast. There was nothing. I wasn't afraid I was going to die. My first fear was, how am I going to tell my daughter? As a result of early detection, I didn't have to do chemotherapy. I just did surgery and radiation. Was able to maintain a good quality of life, and now it's a distant memory.
Can you believe Northern Quest let me test drive their next Mercedes giveaway?
Pretty sure they said around the block.
Figure of speech. Besides, we had to see what it could do. Look at this beauty.
It's pretty.
I especially like the front view. Come have a look.
You have a look.
Play daily to win a brand new Mercedes SUV.
Are you okay?
Why do you ask? In football, to have a good offense, you need to know how to read the defense.
The same is true dealing with the insurance company after a car wreck.
They'll use every trick in their playbook to pay you as little as possible.
But we know their playbook.
Like when they stack the box.
These are huge insurance companies.
And they'll do anything to keep you from winning.
Like stacking the box with attorneys to fight your claim.
That's when you call an audible and call us.
We're attorneys Russell and Hill.
We know the insurance game.
And we know how to win.
Magical moments. Snowy adventures. Warming up. Making memories. A winter wonderland. The perfect close-by getaway this winter is Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Find countless ways to play and plan your escape at cdawinter.com.
Your home is more than a place, it's a feeling, a reflection of who you are. And at the Tin Roof, we believe furniture should do more than fill a room. It should inspire it. From timeless dining tables to sofas you can sink into and decor that tells your story, every piece is thoughtfully curated to make your space feel effortlessly you. Because it's not just furniture, it's where memories are made, where comfort lives, and where life happens. It's more than furniture, it's a feeling.
4 News Now is brought to you by Car Wash Plaza.
Well, around the nation, in just a few hours, President Trump's 10% tariff on China is set to go into effect. Mexico and Canada were also on that list, but those tariffs are now paused for a month.
The president justified the move, citing a national emergency regarding the flow of fentanyl and undocumented immigrants into the United States. Still, the president acknowledges Americans may find themselves footing the bill. So here is how tariffs work. Basically, goods produced outside of the U.S. face a tax or a tariff when imported. Companies pay that cost, which is then often passed on to the consumer. And the president argues tariffs will make America wealthier and address trade deficits. Still, the interconnected web of global trade and fears of subsequent trade wars raise questions.
When we talk about tariffs, they're usually used to protect domestic industries or bring back manufacturing, in this case, back to U.S. soil. However, it's very unlikely we're going to be able to produce every single one of those on our soil.
Well, heavy machinery crews are advancing slowly and carefully as they bring up pieces of the American Airlines jet that crashed into an Army helicopter in D.C. last week, killing all 67 people aboard both aircrafts. This tragedy adding fuel to the ongoing debate over aviation safety. CNN's Laura Aguirre explains.
Recovery crews with cranes are pulling plane debris from the floor of the Potomac River today. Remains of last week's deadly mid-air collision between a passenger jet and Army Black Hawk helicopter. The work also giving divers a chance to bring the final victims home. Recovered flight data and voice recorders from both aircraft are being analyzed by the NTSB. Preliminary findings shared over the weekend indicate the jet's crew may have seen the Black Hawk in the final moment.
They pitched the nose up towards the sky, most likely, but it means they saw it just a second before impact. You cannot move out of the way that fast.
The NTSB is expected to release more detailed findings from the recordings soon, as the nation's aviation safety is increasingly being called into question.
We have the safest airspace in the world.
The Transportation Secretary offering reassurance, while images from D.C. and Philadelphia fill the headlines. That's where a medevac plane crashed into a residential neighborhood Friday, killing at least 7 people shortly after takeoff.
A lot of the systems we use date back to World War II. We have to upgrade the system. We're going to surge air traffic controllers.
One former air traffic tower supervisor says that'll be a challenge.
The training time for a controller from the completion of their pre-training till when they're able to work on their own in a complex facility can run between 36 and 48 months.
As the debate rolls on, there's one thing officials and most air travelers agree on.
We have to have the best system in the world.
I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
We'll grab those jackets because our team of weather experts are tracking some sub-zero wind chills on the way.
We'll show you how cold it's going to get where you live next on 4 News Now at 6:30.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
It's the Hard Knocks Life. Broadway's favorite orphan is back to spread hope for all the hard knocks life throws your way. Don't miss Annie in an all-new production for the whole family, and just when we need it the most.
Tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com.
I'm Chad Young from theeasyhomebuyer.com, Spokane and Coeur d'Alene's easiest way to sell your house fast. If you have a few moments, I hope you'll give me the opportunity to make you an instant cash offer on your home. With theeasyhomebuyer.com, we will buy your house in as-is condition with no repairs, no closing costs, and no commissions. To get your no-obligation cash offer, give us a call or visit us online at theeasyhomebuyer.com.
Pick up the phone to inquire. Call the Easy Home Buyer.
The Working Families Tax Credit isn't just for families. Individuals and couples can apply too. See if you or your family are eligible for this tax refund at workingfamiliescredit.wad.gov/eligibility.
I'm really grateful to be a first-generation student from my family. The ES scholarship was definitely a game changer.
I never knew how easy it was to start a scholarship. Whatever you can give every year. That's how I sold it to my family. We talked a lot, waiting for somebody else to do it. And so we finally decided, no, we're not going to wait. We're going to do it. Graduating from college, it was not even a dream. That's what Eastern has done. We have to continue that. We have to help this precious institution that changed so many lives.
Our remodels are made to look beautiful and made to last.
So we hand-selected products that are stylish and durable to create new designs for your bathroom. See them now at rebath.com.
So what do you think about these?
We're going to take everything.
From design and products to removal and installation, Rebath is with you through every step of your remodel. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $1,500 off your complete bathroom remodel.
Streaming services, music apps, meal kits, and more. So easy to sign up for and so easy to forget about.
Some of them I'm not using, and it's just wasting money.
How can you axe those subscriptions and start saving? 4 News Now tests out tracking tools that offer to do the work for you and shows you easy ways to cancel those subscriptions for good. Kirsten O'Connor reports. Watch Thursday, only on Good Morning Northwest. Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
Welcome back. Tomorrow is a weather alert day because of the dangerously cold weather on the way.
Yep, let's get it right over to Chris Crocker with what you can expect as you head out the door.
Well, if you're in North Idaho, you can expect sub-zero wind chills as you head out the door to work and school tomorrow morning. That is why our weather alert day is for North Idaho. For Tuesday morning, we'll start to see some improvement as we get into Wednesday with lower winds, but not necessarily warmer weather. Tuesday morning lows, not especially remarkable, below average to be sure, but we'll be in at least the double digits in most locations right around the Spokane area, teens and 20s. However, once you factor in wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour in North Idaho, 20 mile to 25 mile per hour winds in eastern Washington, we're looking at wind chill readings in the single digits in many locations, 2 below in Spirit Lake, and as we head further to the north, 1 below in Sandpoint, 0 in Bonners Ferry, but at times even lower than that. That's just your 7 o'clock in the morning wind chill readings. Meanwhile, your Tuesday planner, we have at least a slight chance of snow all day. It's not going to amount to much in Spokane. 8, our wind chill reading in the morning, our highest wind chill value in the teens. Our high temperature only 25. That's more than 10 degrees below average. I'll let you know how much snow is going to stack up and have a cold, extended 8 to 14 day outlook in just a few minutes. Derek?
All right, Chris, thank you. There are some new apartments being built near the edge of Gonzaga's campus.
Construction on the 803 apartments has been going on since September, occasionally blocking off traffic in the roundabout near Sharp and Cincinnati. Mary Sheridan joins us there to share what's to come for this area.
It's been a busy 6 months of construction. Earlier this summer, Gonzaga put in a new residence hall. And coming up this spring, students will have even more housing options with the 803 apartments.
I remember there was, I think, a house there or something before, and then I wasn't sure what that was going to be.
803 East Sharp Avenue looks a little different now, but its legacy remains the same. A little over a year ago, Aaron Farr, with Farr Group Northwest, bought a 120-year-old house that had been rented to Gonzaga students for years.
And it just became known amongst the students as the 803. So we decided to keep that name
and that is what we're calling the apartments. Our intention and our target audience is student housing, since we are directly across the street from Gonzaga University.
Construction began in September and is supposed to wrap up at the end of May this year.
There's definitely a need for more units. So rather than have, one house that can maybe hold 5 or 6 students, we now have 17 units that can hold, up to 45 students now.
Besides a clean, modern feel, FAR wants these apartments to be safe.
So we plan to put on some sort of gate with like a key fob entrance. That way when they're in the property, it's fully secure and safe for them.
Exact rent rates for these fully furnished units are still being decided, but one Gonzaga student tells me that may make or break the convenience of the location.
The biggest thing will be price, of course. I mean, how much more expensive that might be compared to living somewhere a little bit farther away with some people in a house.
The 803 apartments will be available to pre-lease in the spring. In Spokane, Mary Sheridan, 4 News Now.
Around the Northwest, in Boise, a bill is making its way through the state legislature that hopes to lower SNAP benefits fraud. The bill is sponsored by State Representative Jordan Redmond from Coeur d'Alene. The bill would add a photo ID requirement to new EBT cards.
If we have food security issues, we want to make sure that those problems are being addressed by the folks that have applied for that, and that they are not being sold or some other misuse of those funds.
One representative questioned Representative Redmond on how this bill would impact people with disabilities and how they would be able to use their benefits.
And Representative, I think a way that could be addressed is getting a power of attorney declaration through that person. It is an issue, right? But I believe through that power of attorney, they would have authorization to use that.
And the bill is now headed to the House and Health Welfare Committee for consideration.
Well, Elon Musk and his Department of Government Efficiency have promised to take a wrecking ball to the federal government, vowing to cut trillions of dollars in government spending and dramatically reduce the number of government employees.
Today, one of his targets, USAID, an independent agency that delivers humanitarian assistance overseas. ABC's Jacqueline Lee has details.
On a diplomatic trip to Panama today, Secretary of State Marco Rubio announcing he's now also in charge of the embattled U.S. aid agency, possibly overseeing the dismantling of the independent humanitarian aid agency.
These are taxpayer dollars, and we owe the American people the assurances that every dollar we are spending abroad is being spent on something that furthers our national interest.
More than 100 staffers at USAID are on leave after billionaire Elon Musk, the head of the newly created Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, promised to cut trillions in government spending. Sources tell ABC News over the weekend, a DOGE team stormed USAID offices and demanded access, ultimately gaining that after a standoff with security.
As we dug into USAID, it became apparent that what we have here is not an apple with a worm in it, but we have actually just a bowl of worms.
USAID has a $43 billion budget, a fraction of federal spending, about 1%, a critical lifeline of humanitarian aid for people in need around the world and helping to spread American goodwill.
I love the concept, but they turn out to be radical left lunatics. And the concept of it is good, but it's all about the people.
Sources confirming Elon Musk now has been given access to the Treasury Department's payment system.
Well, he's got access only to letting people go that he thinks are no good if we agree with him, and it's only if we agree with him. He's a very talented guy from the standpoint of management and costs.
Many USAID staffers say they've been locked out of internal systems, with USAID's website now offline and its primary social media accounts disabled. Today, Democratic congressional leaders were blocked from entering USAID offices.
We don't have a fourth branch of government called Elon Musk, and that's going to become real clear.
Musk's new access not only lets him look into what the federal government is spending money on, but also the personal information of tens of millions of Americans. Jacqueline Lee, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Well, the Gonzaga women's basketball team is coming off their 9th straight win, so even more recognition is starting to roll in for the players.
Yeah, 2 Zags earned conference weekly awards for the week. I'll tell you where those Zags landed. Plus, Ivani Jim, unsurprisingly, breaks another record this season. That's coming up after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Hey, good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
This is
your dog?
That one?
You never got new glasses, did you?
Well, you didn't know Stanton Optical makes eye care easy.
Exactly.
2 pairs of glasses and a free eye exam for $79. Stanton Optical. Easy's our thing.
It's the region's largest boat show. 10 days of boats, unbeatable deals, and nonstop fun. Explore the region's largest showroom. Unbeatable pricing. Discover better boats, the largest selection of inventory, and the biggest savings, all under one roof. See the latest models from top brands like Cobalt, Malibu, Axis, Regal, Barletta, Cruisers Yachts, Harris, and Chris Craft. Plus an incredible selection of pre-owned boats. The Coeur d'Alene Boat Expo, January 30th through February 8th. A 10-day event you don't want to miss.
I felt like there was just no answers to get out of the anxiety and the depression that I had.
I was suicidal all the time, thinking about it nonstop, every day, every moment.
Depression and anxiety rob millions of us of our day-to-day lives, but nothing seems to pull you out of it. Introducing NeuroStim TMS, Washington's leading provider of transcranial magnetic stimulation, or TMS therapy. At NeuroStim TMS, we treat the root of the problem with a series of short daily treatments. Using a non-invasive magnetic field, TMS activates the natural function of the brain's neurotransmitters to improve mood and regulate emotion. TMS is not shock therapy. It's an FDA-approved, easy outpatient experience and covered by all major medical insurances.
There's nothing better than just being able to enjoy life again.
The treatment just completely, fundamentally changed my life.
Visit neurostimtms.com today or call to schedule your free consultation at any of our 12 Washington state locations.
At Stanton Optical, independent eye doctors are available for eye exams whenever you need one. You should have seen me before I got mine. You're so quiet. Are you mad at me? Book your free same-day eye exam at Stanton Optical today. Next ET,
backstage at the Grammys.
I'm speechless. All the exclusives from music's biggest night.
I just have a great time with these things.
It's the coolest feeling in the world.
Next, watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30.
I'm here to find love, but when you're dating so many women, it's a little bit overwhelming.
Can I steal you? Can I just steal him?
What is your problem?
All is fair in love and war. We came to play.
It was a successful weekend for Gonzaga women's basketball. The team earned their 9th straight win, and some key players earned their flowers too. Ivani Jim and Allie Turner are no strangers to the West Coast Conference Weekly Awards, and now this is the 4th time this season they've each won an award in the same week. Ivani Jim earning herself Conference Player of the Week, and Allie Turner earning Conference Freshman of the Week. Jim became the first player in program history and West Coast Conference history to hit her 1,000th rebound while also achieving 2,000 points scored in her career. Jim averaged 24 points and 10 rebounds in the games against San Diego and Pacific last week. Yes, averaged a double-double. Turner had a career-best scoring points with 22 points on Saturday, and her 66 three-pointers this season is first among all freshmen in the country. The Gonzaga men, on the other hand, have hit a road bump in conference play. They've dropped 3 of their last 5 WCC games. They haven't added to their quad 1 win column since the first 2 weeks of the season. 2 major talking points with this team right now. They have to close out those close games, and they have to get a few more convincing wins before March. Baylor is probably their biggest win this season, which was just their season opener. One consistent piece of this team, though, Ryan Nembhard. He leads the country in assists and has just made the top 10 list for the Bob Cousy Award, which is given each season to the nation's best point guard. The Zags are trying to get back on track at home this Thursday. Their game against LMU tips off at 6 o'clock in the Kennel. And the first 1,000 people there could get their hands on a Dusty Stromer bobblehead. So if you're headed to the game, try to get over there early. Former Eastern Washington legend and current Los Angeles Ram Cooper Kupp has announced on social media that the Rams are looking to trade the star wide receiver, quote, immediately. In the social media post, Kupp says, "I don't agree with the decision and always believed it was going to begin and end in LA." Kupp was crowned Super Bowl 56 MVP in 2022 with Los Angeles, and of course will be highly sought after. He says, quote, "He's highly motivated and healthy as ever." The Mariners are welcoming back infielder Jorge Polanco to Seattle. They signed him to a 1-year contract. And Mariner fans are hoping this is just the start of Seattle's offseason transactions. The team has had a quiet offseason so far, and fans are hoping they can make up for missing the playoffs last year with some heavy hitters. And if we're talking about baseball, good time to talk about the new and improved experience at Bailey-Brayton Field. If you're planning to watch Cougar baseball, not only did they improve the backstop net so fans have a better view, but they are also announcing new food items like foot-long hot dogs and a taco stand. And if you're 21, you can buy drinks and bring them to your seat, which is pretty huge. There's no more standing out at a beer garden. Cougs open the season against Seattle U on March 7th.
Yeah, Kirsten and I both perked up at taco.
And the bobblehead. It was a taco, the beer, and the bobblehead.
Two most important things.
All right, Chris, over to you.
4 things to know about your weather. Tomorrow is a weather alert day for North Idaho for sub-zero wind chill values in the morning. Occasional snow showers, moderate accumulations in some spots, and then it is going to be a chilly week. I'll let you know what to expect after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Did you know that Washington's Working Families Tax Credit could put up to $1,200 back in your pocket? If you're part of a low to moderate income household, you could be eligible for a refund designed to help you cover essentials like groceries, gas, or bills. The best part? Applying is free and easy. Visit workingfamiliescredit.wa.gov to see if you qualify. Don't miss out. Apply now and make sure you get the refund you deserve. That's workingfamiliescredit.wa.gov.
Winter can take a toll on your heating system, but regular maintenance keeps it running smoothly and saves you money on utilities. At Bill's Heating and AC, we're proud to offer comprehensive maintenance for just $59. And with 24/7 service, you can rest easy knowing we're always here when you need us without breaking the bank. So don't wait for a costly breakdown. Protect your home this season by calling Bill's Heating and AC and schedule your $59 maintenance today.
4 News Now and STCU are proud to continue highlighting volunteers who go above and beyond with their efforts. STCU Volunteers Count is a project that awards groups and individuals who take volunteering to the next level, donating personal time and financial support to local nonprofits. The winning volunteers will be awarded a grant courtesy of STCU to help further their efforts, and then we'll tell their story. If you know of a local volunteer who deserves recognition, nominate them at KXLY.com.
If you're at home right now and you're suffering from burning, tingling, or numb feet, you need to pay special attention to this next segment as we discuss neuropathy.
What is neuropathy?
Peripheral neuropathy is actually nerve damage to the feet and the legs primarily.
And what are the symptoms?
The major symptoms we see are numbness, burning, muscle cramps, problems with your balance.
Is neuropathy treatable?
It is absolutely treatable, and we can get some great results.
If you're experiencing burning, tingling, numbness, coldness in your feet or hands, or having balance issues, call today for your nerve damage screening. Your nerve damage screening will tell you if you're at risk for serious complications and if you're a candidate for our innovative treatment program. Don't wait until your symptoms are so severe there is nothing that can be done. End-stage neuropathy leaves people confined to walkers, wheelchairs, and even amputations. The first 25 callers will receive a free nerve damage screening. Act now and call to schedule your nerve damage screening. First 25 callers receive this screening for free.
4 News Now is brought to you by Alpha Omega Tours.
Welcome back. We're talking about very cold temperatures.
Yeah, you said especially if you're in North Idaho, right, Chris?
Yes, a weather alert day for North Idaho tomorrow for a cold morning. And we are also adding some snow to the forecast for parts of the region. Let's start with the snow happening right now. And I've been watching this camera in Moscow. It's been snowing, but no accumulation so far. Just a little bit of wet on the roads. And if you take a look at some of the cars on the side street here, you can see some snow starting to dust up a little bit. But this is very light snow in progress, and it is moving to the north. And we'll expect to see some very light snow in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene this evening. Again, does not amount to much yet, but there's more more coming. Here's a broader view on our radar, and there's a particularly band of heavier snow from about St. Mary's down through parts of Whitman County, and then turns over to rain once we're in the Tri-Cities. Our forecast radar will keep the chance of snow going through the overnight, mainly in a line from the Tri-Cities just south of Spokane and into western Montana. A lot of North Idaho, the Northeast Mountains, and the Columbia Basin is going to stay dry, and then up along the east slopes will keep the chance of snow showers going. But as we get into tomorrow morning, a little bit of a break, and then the next round of snow comes in Tuesday night. Here's 5 o'clock with, again, the focus of that snow from the Blue Mountains through the Palouse and into the central Panhandle. Spokane might miss out on this next round of snow. Now, there's a winter weather advisory in effect for the central Panhandle, up to 5 inches of snow in the valleys, up to 10 inches of snow in the mountains, and that goes through Wednesday morning. Meanwhile, talking about the cold, any snow that you do get will be around. Here's a look at our average high way up here, 37, 38 degrees. We're going to be on many days more than 10 degrees below average. 25 tomorrow, and again, that's half the story. With those cold northerly winds, our wind chill value will stay in the teens in Spokane, may stay in the single digits in North Idaho. We're up to 30 on Thursday, then we cool down again, then 31 Sunday, and then we cool down again. And in the 8 to 14 day forecast, we are in that medium to dark blue, so a very strong signal of below average temperatures in that February 11th through the 17th time frame, and above average precipitation, so cold and snow. Now, taking a look at your planning forecast, a weather alert day for tomorrow, a high of 25, but that weather alert day mainly for North Idaho, where we're not only going to see stronger winds of up to 30 miles per hour, but slightly colder temperatures. So sub-zero wind chill a possibility at the school bus. Hit and miss snow showers through the 7-day forecast, but I think by the end, it's not going to amount to much. The exception is going to be on the Palouse and in the central Panhandle, where that snow is going to be really focused over the next 48 hours. Derek?
All right, Chris, thank you. This week in Spokane, you can put your green cart on the curb on your collection day for this month's pickup for food and yard waste. It'll be the last pickup for the winter. Then the normal weekly green bin collection will start back up again in March.
In news for your health tonight, millions of Americans have brain diseases and disorders. What causes them and how to prevent them is still unknown in many cases.
A lot of research is focused on patients after diagnosis, but a new study happening right now hopes to change that. CNN's Mandy Gaither explains why researchers are focusing on healthy adults.
It includes Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, strokes, and epilepsy. Brain diseases and disorders affect so many people, but researchers say right now the root cause of many of them is still not fully understood.
Therefore, we cannot come up with any therapeutic or any treatment for most of the neurodegenerative disorders.
That's why Dr. Ahmad Najm and his team at Cleveland Clinic launched a large-scale brain study 3 years ago, hoping to not only help treat these diseases after diagnosis, but also to potentially prevent them altogether.
We are looking at the body and the brain before the disease happens. And this is what we call the silent phase.
During that phase, Najm says changes in the brain begin to happen years before symptoms start. For this study, researchers have enrolled nearly 3,600 healthy adults. Participants are age 50 and older with no known neurological disorder, or a healthy adult age 20 and above who have a family history of multiple sclerosis. They'll undergo testing and be monitored over the course of 20 years.
The ultimate hope is to find out what we call therapeutic biomarker. One of these changes could be a target of development of a new medication or repurposing of a medication that's already approved.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
A new study found human brain samples contain an entire plastic spoon's worth of nanoplastics. Researchers studied human brain samples collected at autopsies last year and in 2016. They found that 2024 brains contained about 50% more microplastics than the ones from 8 years before. In 2023, a group of scientists, healthcare workers, and policy analysts determined plastics are associated with harms to human health at every single stage of the plastic life cycle. But an expert not involved in the study said finding plastic deposits does not prove they cause damage.
Well, before we go to break, here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup tonight.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
So what do you think about these?
We're going to take everything.
From design and products to removal and installation, Rebath is with you through every step of your remodel. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $750 off your tub or shower remodel.
Bad back? Get Good Feet with a personalized arch support system from the Good Feet store. Clinically proven to provide significant pain relief in only 4 weeks. Good Feet, good life. The Good Feet store. Book your free fitting at goodfeet.com.
The sound, excitement, and fun of the Rod Stewart Hybrid Tribute live at the Coeur d'Alene Casino Thursday, February 20th. Don Felder, formerly of the Eagles, one of the most innovative riff-generating songwriters of the modern rock era, will be live Thursday, March 6th. Ready for action? It's no holds barred as King of the Cage features up-and-coming MMA stars battling it out live at the Coeur d'Alene Casino Thursday, April 10th. Visit the Coeur d'Alene Casino box office or cdacasino.com for tickets.
Winning is just the beginning.
4 News Now and STCU are recognizing volunteers who make a difference in our community. Today we honor Kat Gilmore. She's the founder of the Literacy Project of North Idaho.
Kat helps adults gain access to literacy skills, unlocking opportunities and changing the trajectory of their lives.
We tutor for 2 hours once a week, and within 2 hours you just notice something just kind of clicked and you're like, and we're going, and here we go.
Kat tutors, organizes fundraisers, and writes grants for the Literacy Project. Thanks to STCU for helping make sure volunteers count.
It's time for our President's Day sale, and we've decided it's the perfect time to sign an executive order.
By the authority vested in us as Kerners, we are officially lowering the prices on everything in the store.
Prices will be lowered on all living room sets.
On all dining and bedroom sets.
Lazy Boy will always be at guaranteed lowest prices.
If you want to save on quality furniture, come on into Kerner Furniture during our President's Day sale.
That's an order.
Kerner Furniture, nice store, low prices.
It's the Hard Knocks Life. Broadway's favorite orphan is back to spread hope for all the hard knocks life throws your way. Don't miss Annie in an all-new production for the whole family, and just when we need it the most.
Tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com.
I think this is my favorite. Okay, hon, what do you think of this one?
From design and products to removal and installation, Rebath is with you through every step of your remodel. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $750 off your tub or shower remodel.
4 News Now is brought to you by Bigfoot Mechanical.
A weather alert day tomorrow for North Idaho. Sub-zero wind chill at the bus stop. Here's a look at some of the wind chill readings we could see at 7 a.m. Below zero was what it'll feel like at Spirit Lake, Sandpoint, Bonners Ferry, and Coolin. 2 below in Bayview. In the Okanagan area, also very cold with those winds coming down the Okanagan Valley. Meanwhile, light snow tomorrow and Wednesday, and well, there's the chance almost every day through the 7-day forecast, but it is not going to amount to much.
Apologies in advance to the good folks of Troy. -6 is no joke.
Yes.
Holy moly.
The kind of weather that makes me look like this at the screen. That's not great, but we'll get through it.
Also, because if you're outside, your eyelids will be freezing.
Yes.
All right, thanks so much for being with us.
We'll see you on Nightside at 11. Bye.